Hello everyone, I hope you're doing exceptionally well. My name is Dave and you're watching Gaming with Dave. Today we are going to be trying the various different RuneScape money-making methods that are on the RuneScape Wiki. So stay tuned, let's cue the intro. Alright, let's start off with this. The first method I actually already tried before recording this video, and this was the one that really led me on to this idea. And basically what I did is I just went on to the RuneScape money-making guide. I'll just throw up a screenshot of it here. And there was one that was talking about making incense sticks and quararm? I can't pronounce it. Doesn't really matter. Essence sticks. And I was super excited. You know, I queued up my clean herb. It bought instantaneously. I was like, this is looking pretty good. And then I went and tried to queue up my incense stick that I needed, because this method, as I'll show up on the screen right now, is saying that you'll make 14 million GP an hour with a skill that only requires 54 fire making. Whenever you have a low barrier to entry skill and you have something that is anticipated to give high profit, I always question whether or not it is actually going to be an effective method. All right, so let's look at this. The average price was 6,300 GP, roughly speaking, and it ended up buying for almost $23,000, which theoretically means you could go make these accursed incense sticks and sell them at a profit. And actually, that might be a method. But we're not here to cover those. We're only doing the money-making guides on the money-making guide on the wiki. Now, assuming that the wiki is correct and you can indeed process 1,000 of these an hour, at the current prices, you would expect to make 1.6 million GP an hour, not the, nearly 15 million that was on the wiki. Now, if you could make these from scratch and you went out and farmed all the materials and everything like that, of course, you'd make probably more money, but then you have to value your time in collecting those materials and everything like that. If you have a bunch of accursed ashes in your bank that are sitting there doing nothing, this might actually be a pretty decent way to convert those into some serious cash. So yeah, I can't recommend this particular one. Let's go to the next one. And just for kicks and giggles, I went ahead and tried to queue up all the various other incense sticks where you can make anywhere between 4 and 10 million GP an hour, and all of them had the same problem. The incense sticks, at least at the current time of filming this video, did not buy at their average, which is what all the profits are based on the wiki. And so I can't recommend that you make incense sticks. Sorry. The next method I'm going to be trying is one of the reoccurring ones that you can do once every day or every so often. First one I'm going to do is going to try to buy Feathers of Matt. Let's see how it goes. In this one, all you're supposed to do is teleport to the Sophenham Slayer dungeon or whatever it's called, okay? And you buy the max, and I'll link all these in the description, by the way. So you buy the 1,000, 1.5 mil is all you require, and then you go sell them on the G. Let's go do that. And as you can see, these sold instantaneously. I know you didn't see that, but the total cost was the Sophenham Slayer Dungeon Teleport tab plus the feathers. So you pocketed a good, like, I don't know, give or take 200K-ish? 250K-ish in the matter of 30 seconds. I mean, that's really good money. Another method that is true, tried, and tested, I used to do this every single day, is buying meat from the Ooglug, that's pronounced wrong as well, meat market, essentially. You go buy the crates of meat, costs you, I don't know, something along the lines of a few hundred K. Here, we'll just do it live. You're buying these, max them out, buy all, and so we spent, I don't know. So we spent a total of 43,000 GP, and we profited 500K, and so the difference there, 450K, is your actual net profit. Pretty darn good, and again, it's something that takes you, a couple of minutes max to walk there, come back. The profit per hour on these things is pretty substantial, and so when you actually look at it, these things actually make sense. In these 2 runs, 3 minutes maybe total, you've now made 750k nearly. So it works out well. The next method we're going to look at is to clean herbs. Not just any herbs. The one on the money making guide that produces the most profit, at least in the reoccurring methods, is going to be the grimy Haralander. So let's look at this here for a second. So we've got your grimy version of 1.9 GP each, and then your clean is sitting at almost 2,400 GP each. So let us go ahead and, I don't know, say queue up 1,000 of these. Is that a decent mark? And we'll see if these buy, and then see if we can sell these pretty much instantaneously. They may take a little bit of time, so I will get back to you when this is all done. Oh, I should also add that this method, if you have 99 Herblore, apparently is significantly better, because the Herblore cape allows you to process these at an extraordinary speed, and apparently you can do all 10k within an hour, and so it works out really well. Okay, so these have just bought here, so we're just going to add them to our inventory. We're going to go to our bank. Don't worry about the mess. We're going to deposit these, deposit this. Whoops, where did they go? There we go. We're going to do a Herblore preset, my number 2, which is my skilling one, overwrite it, and then we're just simply going to now clean the herbs. If you have the skill cape, remember this will go significantly faster, so don't worry too much if it takes a little bit of time. But as you can see, even without it, it isn't too shabby at all. Every inventory we're profiting, what was it, roughly 1,900 to 2,400. Roughly, these aren't going to be exact numbers, but about 500 GP each time 28k. You're pocketing 14,000 GP per inventory, and you can do these relatively quickly. So I'm going to track how long it takes me to do it. I started at 8 my time, and I'll see how long it takes me to do all the ones I have, or the entire 1,000. Okay, so I cut this short just for the sake of time in creating this video. We bought 496 of them. We were able to do this in 8 minutes to clean them all up. Then with the herbs, we're selling them for 1.178 mil. When you work out the effective hourly profit of that 232k is roughly how much we made in the 8 minutes. This is only 1.7 mil per hour. The Wiki is letting us down on this one and on the Incense Sticks. This would be phenomenally good for 99 Herblore. I'm not sure about these selling, though, so I'm just going to leave them up, and we'll give them a go. So, can I recommend cleaning herbs? Like, maybe at the lower levels when you can actually make decent XP doing this, but really, no, I can't. But before we get to the next method here, I am currently, as of the time of recording this video, at 99 subscribers. If you want to be that 100th, subscribe, let me know you're the 100th, and I'll give you a virtual high five. It'll be phenomenal. One method that I am not going to cover in this video, because I've got a whole other video on it, is crafting urns. So some of these urns you can actually make upwards of like 3 mil an hour, making these decorated skilling urns, essentially. And they are phenomenal, decent AFK-ish type money-making process. Check out the other video, and after this one, of course. Make sure you watch this one all the way through. All right, so the next and final item that we are going to try on this list is making Renar potions with Scroll of Cleansing. And of course, with all of these, I'm going to throw this up on the screen. This one here says we have to buy things in a 9-to-10 ratio of Renars to the vial of water, given the fact that we have the Scroll of Cleansing already. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to buy 71 vials of water. And then I'm going to buy 90, well, what am I doing here? Renar. There we go. Let's do this. And these are going to slow by, it seems like. So that's fine there. Let's just do this here. Make vial of water. Renar unfinished. Anyway, we will go through these and see how much money they make. it seems like a lot of these things are going to be highly dependent on the speed at which things buy. And this can sometimes be a challenge, right? Because prices fluctuate. So if we sell these potions, do they instant sell? They don't. And so what that means is that this price is most likely a little too high, which means that the profit that you're going to make is not going to be the greatest. So there's a 27% margin on these according to the RuneScape Wiki, which means that the cost of the goods, 27% above that is your profit. So you don't have actually much room in order to adjust the pricing here. So let's just drop these down by 5%, and like that eats up a significant amount of profit, 300 GP per item. And the reality is that it might not be profitable at this point in time. So if we look at the cost of, let's see, one vial, my grimy, give me a second here. So 52.7, yeah, so they're still profitable, but you're not making nearly as much money as the wiki says, right? And that's the issue. So there is a difference now. It's 3.8, so you're making 673 GP per, which, at least according to the wiki, you can process approximately 2,000 potions an hour, so times 2,000. So in theory, this should only be 1.3 mil an hour, not the 2.8 mil that is advertised, right? So this is my issue with the money-making guide. Honestly, what ends up happening, and this is the curse of it all, is that people discover a money-making method. They publish it because obviously that's what nice people do, right? And then all of a sudden a whole bunch of people jump onto this money-making method, and then the next thing you realize, it's just simply not profitable for the remaining individuals, right? So, yeah, that's... Do I recommend you go on the wiki and do this? You can. You'll notice I didn't try any of the bossing guides. The reality is the bossing guides are always going to be more consistent than the skilling guides, especially the low to the barrier to entry one. So any skill that you're looking at that's like under 85, let's say, is going to have a very low barrier to entry. Most skills getting to 85, you can do it within a week, and if it is a method that claims to make 13, 14, 15 million GP an hour, you can be sure that everyone who has that skill is going to be rushing to do it, because there's no I don't want to say there's no effort involved, but compared to bossing, having to gear up, having all the expenses that relate to it, the cost associated with getting to the point where you can do some of these high-level bosses is just not going to be the same. Anyway, everyone, thanks very much for watching the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Let's push us over the 100. And like the video, dislike it. Let me know what you agree with, what you disagree with. If you thought that I should have tried a different method, I mean, there's a whole bunch on there. We could spend a whole day just doing money-making methods. Let me know what you think I missed, and enjoy. Cheers. Bye.